So much of the interest in music, music distribution right now is based on cloud-based models. The idea that your music is going to be omnipresent because you're going to be able to draw it down from the cloud wherever you are. What's interesting is that most of the cloud-based models take your own music and they make that music available to you. And really, that introduction to your own music is an introduction into charging you then for the rest of music. And this is a sort of common thing that's happened since Napster. The consumer has wanted all music all the time, uninterrupted by advertising, uninterrupted by download charges, and uninterrupted by subscription. And the record industry has been looking for ways of getting the consumer to pay exactly those things, to value advertising, which the consumer doesn't, pay for subscription, which the consumer has proved that they won't, and pay for downloads, which the consumer has also proven that they're not really susceptible to. The net result of this is that 95% of people who consume music don't pay for it at all. None of the cloud-based models that have been introduced so far really tackle this to any degree. The first set of models, what they did was they said, hey, you know what, we're going to allow you access to your own music, and you know what, you've got to go through the incredible, painful thing of actually uploading that music to some site that we control so that we can then pull it down. The problem of that is that to the user, it doesn't make very much sense. They already have use of that music. They already own that music. They've got very proficient of putting it from one device to another, putting it on a memory stick, putting it even on an old-fashioned CD or DVD, and moving it from place to place. So the actual increase in functionality of the cloud really doesn't mean much to them unless one thing, unless they can actually get access to a bigger library of music. So that is really the crux of the matter. How do we provide access to consumers to the greatest library possible legally? The second part of that is that the economics of the music industry have become less and less favorable to the artist, because what happens is, as every new model has come out, every new model actually since the iPod has come out, what's actually happened is diminishing revenues to the industry. And what's more, not just diminishing revenues to the industry, what's probably worse is a diminishing portion of those revenues going from the industry back to the artist and then back to the songwriter. And so you're starting to see a sort of impoverished sector of creators who are actually better off going to work for internet companies, building internet sites, going to work for social media companies. And so the brilliance and some of the things that have driven the music industry and made it such a cultural force are being taken out of it, especially in the developed economies. So what we're trying to do, what we have tried to do at Beyond Oblivion, and why we're so impassioned about our model, is that we decided that the artist should get paid for play. And this was a sort of fundamental to equity. That the most equitable model in the whole world would be if every artist, every songwriter got paid per play, no matter where that music came from. Right? Whether it came from the cloud or whether it came from a device. No matter the source, whether it came from a ripped file or whether it came from the legal library of a record company. That it really didn't matter to the consumer was just playing a piece of music that they liked. It doesn't actually matter to the artist, right? Because the artist is just getting paid for a piece of music that they composed. Our model is essentially very simple. What we do is we license all of the music in the world, we put it up in the cloud, and then we license devices to play all of the music in the world. The device licenses are very reasonably priced to enable manufacturers to actually embed the price into the device. The idea is, for the consumer, it's a seamless experience. The idea also is that the people who are buying the licensed devices are not the same people who have paid for music previously. And this is a very, very big point. We can't enrich the music industry. We can't enrich artists. We can't enrich life, society, culture by keeping going to the same 5% who already pay for music. We have to go outside of the 5% to a new market. What we have to do is we have to change the economics to the consumer, that the cost-benefit analysis and the cost-benefit has completely changed to the consumer. That actually benefits them to behave legally, because the experience is so much better and the cost is not so great that they even notice it as part of their consumption pattern. Or if they do notice it, they think it's a fair value to pay for a premium experience. And that is what we have to do, to add the music license into the bill of materials of the device itself or into the cost of the service. That way the consumer just looks at the device and says, this is the better device because it gives me access to infinite music. It becomes a premium experience. It becomes, that music becomes a premium purchase again, but as part of the delivery mechanism.